Hello viewers, welcome to this educational channel once again, and today in today's class we are going to read about and learn about phrase, clause and sentence in a nutshell. So first of all, to start with phrase. What is a phrase? Let us take an example. I saw a bird over the bridge. In this sentence, the part over the bridge, it is a phrase. And the phrase is that part of the sentence which doesn't have any finite verb. A phrase has different types of its own. Phrase सेंटेंस का वही पार्ट होता है जिनका कोई finite verb नहीं होता है. A phrase is a group of words or a single word having, that is containing, no finite verb. And second is clause. Again, I take the same example. I saw a bird over the bridge. In this sentence, I saw a bird, which has a subject and a finite verb definitely. Still, it is a part of the sentence. This is called clause. A clause is a group of words having a finite verb definitely. क्लॉज का फाइनाइट वर्ब रहना जरूरी होता है. Now, both clause and phrase are parts of a sentence and together they make a complete sentence. And now, you should know a phrase can be of different types like noun phrase, adjective phrase, verbal phrase, adverbial phrase, prepositional phrase, and conjunctional phrase also. Similarly, a clause can be of three types. What are they? They are, let us take another example.
I saw a bird over the bridge.
Viewers, in this video, we shall discuss about clause, its types, and the connective conjunctions to make complex and compound sentences. Clause. A clause is a group of words in a sentence having a finite verb and a subject of its own. क्लॉज का फाइनाइट वर्ब एंड सब्जेक्ट रहना बहुत ही जरूरी होता है. However, a clause has three main variations, three main types. They are principal clause, also known as main clause, or independent clause. That is, each type का clause, it is independent. They are not dependent on anything or any other clause. They are self-sufficient. Then subordinate clause. Subordinate clause, ये क्लास डिपेंडेंट होता है. सबऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज डिपेंडेंट होता है प्रिंसिपल क्लॉज के ऊपर. एंड द थर्ड टाइप इज कोऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज. कोऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज, it is one type of principal clause, but this type of clauses are used in compound sentences. To understand clause and its variations, we should rely or we should take example. So let us take examples and it will be very clear to us. Welcome viewers. Here we have presented a single sentence to make you understand about three different types of clauses. The first sentence, I saw a man crossing the road. Here there is only one clause and that is the principal clause. I saw a man. We can put a full stop here. The sentence is complete in itself. This is principal clause or main clause. The rest part of the sentence, that is crossing the road, this part को phrase कहा जा सकती है because it has no finite verb. Second type, I saw a man who was crossing the road. Here, I saw a man. This part of the sentence, it is a clause because it has a finite verb. Again, who was crossing the road, it is a clause, another clause rather, and it has also a finite verb. Crossing, was crossing. So दोनों मिलकर एक सेंटेंस हो चुका है. But I saw a man. This part, it is principal clause because it is self-sufficient. It is not dependent on any other part of the sentence. We can put a full stop here easily. But the second part, who was crossing the road, this part is dependent on the first part. If we start from here, who was crossing the road, the sentence becomes incomplete because the sense remains incomplete. So this part, which is dependent on the main clause, this clause is known as subordinate clause. That is sub, under. Under which clause? Under the principal clause. And now the third type of sentence. I saw a man and he was crossing the road. Here there are two clauses. I can say I saw a man, then put a full stop here. This is a principal clause. And he was crossing the road. I can easily put a capital H here and then a full stop here. This clause or this part of the sentence is also complete in itself. But they are placed mutually. So this is one principal clause and this is another principal clause, but they are known as coordinate clause, and together they constitute compound sentence. So we can safely assume that there are three types of clauses: principal clause, subordinate clause, and coordinate clause. But we should always remember a finite verb means a clause. So a clause का finite verb होना जरूरी है. Without no finite verb, there is no clause. Welcome and hello viewers to this educational channel, and in this video we are discussing about conjunctions, that is linkers or connectors. There are two types of conjunction to constitute or to join sentences. They are subordinating conjunctions and coordinating conjunction. Subordinating conjunctions connect the main clause and the subclause or the subclauses. So they constitute complex sentence. Together they constitute complex sentence. And coordinating conjunctions are those conjunctions who connect the independent clauses of a compound sentence, and together they constitute compound sentence. Subordinate conjunctions के एक बहुत ही लंबा लिस्ट है. Same can be told about coordinating conjunctions. And these two types of conjunctions are very much necessary to constitute complex sentence and compound sentence, and to join sentences into simple, complex, compound or vice versa.